Two of the deepest squads on earth, 90 minutes of positional chess, one moment of quality from a substitute in the 91st minute, and it's over. Spain 1, Portugal 0, Merino, the executioner, and Cristiano Ronaldo walks off a World Cup pitch for the last time. This was a game decided not by chaos but by control. Whoever cracked the other's rest defense first would win, and Spain simply had more ways to do it. Let's get on to the board. Mirrored the 4-2-3-1s between the two teams that behave differently in possession. De La Fuente's Spain builds through a Rodri Pedri double pivot with Lamine Yamal holding maximum width right. Cucurella and Porro providing the overlaps and Olmo floating into the 10 pocket. It's positional play designed to create a 3 versus 2 in front of Portugal's midfield and isolate Yamal on 1 versus 1. Roberto Martinez sets Portugal to counter the counters. Neves and Vitina screens. Bruno Fernandes roams off Ronaldo, and Pedro Neto and Joao Felix are the outlets in transition. Ronaldo leads the line as a pure penalty box 9 now. His job is to occupy the centre backs and finish the one chance the game will give him. That framing matters because the game gives him exactly one. This is where the game is really played. Spain's passing map is a tight, high-volume web through Rodri and Pedri. They own the ball and more importantly, they own the rest defense. Every time Portugal win it, Spain's counter press is already set because their structure never overcommits. Rodri sits, the fullbacks stagger, and Portugal's transitions die at the first press. The consequence, Portugal cannot get Neto and Felix running at a disorganized backline because it is never disorganized. Spain's dominance isn't about the final third. It's about denying Portugal the one thing they are built to do. 62% of the ball is a symptom. The control of second balls and transition moments is the disease. For all Spain's control, Portugal carried the night's biggest individual threat, and it fell where you'd expect. Around the 72nd minute, Portugal manufactured their one clean look and Ronaldo got his shot away. The only Portugal effort on target all evening, and Unai Simon was equal to it. Think about what that stat says. A team with this attacking talent generated a single shot on target, and it came from a 41-year-old centre forward playing as a fixed nine. That's not a Ronaldo failure so much as a system starved of supply. The midfield never broke Spain's line to feed the front four. One bullet saved and Portugal are out of ammunition. This was as much a failure of Portugal's midfield and I would say the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Joao Felix and the others than you can say of the manager or of Cristiano Ronaldo, which is always the easy target. Games this tight are decided on the bench and De La Fuentes is deeper. So when Ferran Torres and Mikel Merino came on for legs and late runs, that's exactly the combination which will settle the match. 90 plus 1 minute, Torres receives the between the lines, spots Merino's run through the seam that Portugal tiring midfield leaves open and slides him in. A low finish inside Costa's near post. It's a fitting winner, a rehearsed late run pattern executed by fresh players against a block that had held for 90 minutes but could not hold for 91. Spain thus reached their first quarterfinal since they won the whole thing in 2010. And just like then, they are doing it one goal at a time. And unlike then, this time they have not conceded a single goal. The numbers confirm the eye test. Spain shades the XG without ever blowing the game open. And the momentum trace is a long Spanish plateau with a single decisive spike at the death. This was always going to be a one-moment match. The question was only who had the extra gear late. And Spain's squad depth answered it. The stat that frames Ronaldo's farewell isn't a number of goals. It is the one shot on target. Portugal's tournament ends not in a blaze but in a slow suffocation. So, on to the verdict. Spain looks like a side that can win the whole of it. However, their goal scoring is not very fluent at all. The Rodri Pedri control, the Yamal wildcard, and a bench that changes game gives them a good profile. Like I said, the caveat is finishing. A team this dominant should not need a 91st minute substitute to beat a Portugal that mastered just one shot on target. Against Belgium, their next opponent, the transitions in the quarters, the margins will not always be so kind. And then there is the farewell. Ronaldo scored in every World Cup he ever played. Tonight, he lives with his last act, a saved shot in a losing cause. Whatever you think of the noise around him, the tournament stage says goodbye to one of its defining figures. Spain go on and an era goes with them. If you like this presentation, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and do come back for the next episode.